Now let's continue with the second part of our discussion, and we'll be dealing now with the challenges faced by modern workplaces. All right, so we'll be discussing the internal challenges, okay, and we have four problems with colleagues, as we na-discuss na rin no kanina. Unwillingness to acknowledge problems, lack of integrity, ineffective training and development programs. And external challenges, we have uncertainty, regulatory changes, fear of globalization, and technological advancements. Okay, so we'll be discussing first the internal challenges. Number one here is the problems with colleagues. Okay, as I've discussed earlier, if you're dealing with toxic um, colleagues, that becomes a problem. Right now, whether it's employees, managers, or the boss, okay, the workplace can be filled with people who don't communicate well, or they harass or discriminate others. Okay, so ito ang naging problema. No? Kahit colleague mo man yan, or maybe your manager or the boss. Okay, minsan meron talaga yung mga hindi nakikipag-communicate communicate ng maayos, okay? And sometimes they discriminate you as an employee or they harass you, right? So there are also colleagues who are slackers, okay? Bullies, okay? Gossipers, hindi mawawala, lalo sa Pilipinas. Troublemakers, the whiners, the complainers, okay? At mga backstabbers, right? So this can cause misunderstandings, distrust, anxiety, and stress. Okay? So, ano magiging productivity mo? No, bababa yan. Right? So, they can affect productivity, your performance, your mood as an employee, morale, reputations, and employee or the management relationships. So, this becomes a problem. No? So, anong gagawin mo? What do you do to overcome this kind of problem is to promote equality and teamwork. Yan lang naman. Okay? The promotion of equality and teamwork is the best way to combat with this kind of problem. Na hindi mo hinaharas, hindi mo binubuli ang iyong coworker. Alright? Second is the unwillingness to acknowledge problems. Alright? So, employees often approach problems from the same perspective. Meaning to say, kung may bagong issue, when new issues arise, they risk not acknowledging them or hindi na-acknowledge at hindi rin-recognize ito as problems. Right? So, anong nangyari? Right? Walang magandang production or product sa pag-approach ng problema sa parehong approach. So, dapat when new problem arise or may bagong problema na kinakaharap, hindi yung palaging the way you solve problems, ayun din ang gagamitin mo. Okay? Same with communication styles din to. You acknowledge that it's a new problem. Right? So what do? You use different kind of problem solving. Right? So next is we have lack of integrity. Alright, ito ang naging problema din. No? So everyone wants to be successful in their career and will do anything to get ahead. Okay? So an example of this would be they could cut corners, omit information, they would lie and steal or deceive others. So this is a problem. So these practices destroy the trust between people, and without trust, the business cannot complete effectively and it will fail. Right? dahil sa kagustuhan mong umangat, sinisiraan mo ang iba, ano pa? Dahil sa kagustuhan mong maging CEO ng company, you gossip bad things about those people who are really credible or may credibility na mag-lead sa isang company. Yan, tuloy, bumagsak ang kumpanya. Okay? Because of the lack of integrity. Alright? Excuse me. Number 4 is ineffective training and development programs. Although na-discuss natin to sa ibang video, no? Ulitin ko dito. Alright? So, training and development programs may not work due to hectic employee schedules, a geographically dispersed workplace, different learning habits, lack of engagement, irrelevant training, and high costs. Alright? So, bakit ito nagiging challenge? Right? This actually, yung mga ineffective training and development programs, it does not work to everyone. Ayun na nga, dahil sa hectic schedules or yung offices magkakaiba and they have different breaks, right? So this results in inadequately trained employees, which can lead to a poor job performance, and it could increase stress level, or yung iba magre-resign na lang, and it causes higher turnover as well as lost time, money, and customers. Right? So yun ang nagiging problema when you conduct ineffective training and development programs. Right? And the effective way to handle this is to tailor training and development programs, or by providing micro credentials. When we say micro credentials, it offers a more personalized, efficient, and cost-effective way to ensure your workplace are keeping their skills relevant and certified. Alright? So, yan ang gagawin when it comes to ineffective training and development programs. Right? Next, we have the external challenges. Right? Right. External challenges. We have here the uncertainty. Okay. So uncertainty in the global economy and credit markets about what competitors are doing and about how new technology will affect the business can lead to a short-term focus and people not getting anything done. Right. So because of uncertainty. Right? So companies end up making short-term plans instead of long-term plans. Okay? So dahil nga uncertain sa global economy, no? Ang company ba natin sustainable after 15 years, 20 years or more? Okay? So dahil sa uncertain situation, ginagawa na lang is yung short-term plans. Okay? But the problem in an organization, when they don't have 5 to 10 years plan, okay, can destroy the company's value. Right? So at least there's a 5 to 10 years dahil you're dealing with uncertainty. No, uncertain yung business until the next 20 years. So at least have a 5 to 10 year plan. Right? So you try to balance the need for a more reactive, short-term focus with the need for informed long-term strategies, right? So this will help improve employees' confidence in the business and provide a long-term outlook and strategy to address economic doubts. Okay? So yun ang kinakailangan. Now, yeah. Sorry, di ako na kanina. Now, we have the second one, the regulatory changes. Alright? So, regulatory changes can affect business decision making. Alright? And for example, companies may face demand from customers or shareholders to become more green, per se. changes to corporate tax rates or increased costs due to new carbon taxes. Right. So, what do you do when there's changes? Okay, lalo na ngayon sa sinasabing magtataas ng taxes about sa sigarilyo, sabihin natin, no? Or sa mga alak. Okay, what if your business is under that um, um, company, no? Or yung parang natamaan kasi alcohol business or cigarette business ang meron ka. Okay? At magtataas na ang taxes. What do you do? Okay? You can overcome this challenge by understanding the regulations and government policies in your industry and their implications for your business. Alright? And by developing the necessary skills to deal with them. Right? So understanding the law, okay, and its implications will enable your business to make intelligent decisions. Right? And the fear of sorry, hindi ko naman na ano kanina to. Number 3 is the fear of globalization. All right. So globalization is on the rise, as we all know. Okay, with many companies now entering new markets, which can be threatening for businesses with a traditionally local focus, now having to compete with international companies. All right. So companies that aren't operating on an international scale can feel at risk as a result and may even be left behind as the marketplace evolves. Okay? So, alam natin ang mga nangyayari sa mga companies are now, sabihin natin example, yung company of Nokia. Alright? Nokia, talagang nag-boom noong sabihin natin 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And hindi nila tinanggap ang Android. Okay, now, medyo bumaba ang demand na ng Nokia ngayon. Dahil takot sila sa globalization. Right? And although nag-exist pa rin ang Nokia, but then, anong hinahanap ng tao? Right? So, yun ang nagiging problema. So, what do we do? To overcome this challenge is by understanding foreign markets and cultures. Also to recognize disruptive competitors and maintaining global awareness even if your business operates locally. Alright? So, mga ganong bagay. And the last here is the technological advancements. Alright? So, technology continues to advance at a rapid rate. Yes. Okay? And a competitor might wait for the next generation tech, which could just be 1 year away, okay, and then use it to their advantage. But, okay, being that competitor also has its risks. Okay, it can be hard to master the company's current technology and stay informed about emerging technology at the same time. All right. And in consideration to those people na talagang nasanay sa dating technology na ginagamit, tapos mag-upgrade, okay, they need to be trained and that costs another money. Right? So, pero mas bibilis naman ang processing pag na-train na sila. Yun ang downside naman nun. But then, the good side is, yung mas madali or mas maganda ang kalalabasan. Right? And that ends the internal and external challenges. Now, let's talk about what are the causes of workplace problems. Although, na-discuss na yung iba. No? So, number 1 here is the poor communication. And na-discuss na natin to. Alright? We know that poor communication slows down progress. Right? And bad communication with colleagues with cause problems and the like. Right? Secondly, we have bad managers, bad management. No? Bad managers run the gamut from micromanagers who make it feel like you can't breathe without permission to bodies, okay? Who want to be everyone's friend and provide no real leadership, okay? So bad management yung mga so-so lang na leaders or managers na pwede na yan, okay? Kaya na yan, right? So wala masyadong long-term plan ng manager na gawin ito, gawin ng ganyan, and they seem like incompetent, okay? And this hurts morale of employees and of course their productivity, right? And we have conflicting styles, right? So ito naman ang sinasabi ko kanina, no? Na if you have conflicting styles, anong mangyayari? Okay? And lalo na kung walang bumibigay. This problem or conflict of ideas would end the company would end up na there's division between employees. Okay? And we have high stress work environments. Okay? Ang hirap-hirap na nga ng trabaho. Okay? Mababa pa ang sahod mo. Sino ba naman hindi may stress doon? Okay? So, a little stress can help you perform well. No? But a lot of stress often has a negative effect. So, consistently high stress levels can cause issues in the workplace. Alright. So, some jobs are naturally higher stress than others. Working in a hospital, kunwari, right? Working in a hospital emergency room keeps you in a fast-paced life or death situation most of the time, right? So, ayun ang nagiging problema. Ano pang mga work na stressful? Sabihin natin, sa call center companies, naranasan ko din yan. I worked as a call center agent before, no? And it's very stressful kasi gabi and your day is inverted. No? Matutulog ka sa umaga, magtatrabaho sa gabi, and lalo na, dagdagan mo pa ng mga minumura ka ng mga customers. Right? So, yan, bumababa ang productivity mo. Lalo na, first pa lang ng call, kunwari. First caller mo pa lang, mura na agad. Alright? So, yan ang nagiging problema. Na-discuss na din natin to earlier, bullying behaviors. Bullying in the workplace goes beyond conflicting personalities or people you don't like. Alright? So, a workplace bully uses intimidation to undermine a colleague. Okay? So, always, kahit sa school nga mga classmate nyo, meron ang bully. Alright? And, hindi lang bullying, it ends up to harassment as well. Okay? And we already discussed before what harassment is, right? And we have discrimination in the workplace, right? So another major cause of workplace issue is that of discrimination. Dahil ba ang taong ito ay ibang relihiyon, or ang taong ito ay taga-ibang bansa, or dahil ba ang kanyang pangangatawan ay hindi masyadong tanggap sa society because of society's standards, dahil plus size o ganon, o daming ganito, daming ganyan, yun. And this causes a workplace problem, right? So that ends my discussion for today, and thank you for attending this discussion. If you want to read more, visit the references that I used here. All right? Thank you and have a wonderful day.